Hey guys, this is a video response to somebody who commented on one of my videos, and he was asking me what I thought about taking testosterone propionate and Tren acetate in a cycle. He says that he's taking it and nothing's happening. So I asked how often does he pin, and he said only twice a week. So that right there demonstrates to me the issue, which the whole point of this video, I want to explain why I'm taking these, like a very short ester testosterone, propionate, is probably not the best idea for somebody who's just starting steroids. I don't know what his experience is, but from my understanding, like the fact that he's only pinning it twice a week means he's not that experienced. And also I'm going to touch upon why taking Tren is not the best idea, but I know, everybody knows that it's one of the most potent king steroid. That's why it's a king steroid, but it's there's way too many side effects, and there's a time and a place to take Tren that people do for bodybuilding, but I wouldn't recommend it just for your average guy who wants to get ripped. There's some better options, which I'll explain, and I'll explain the strategy which has worked for me, and I think it's one that's pretty well known, and it works. It's been used for some time. So first of all, instead of taking the testosterone propionate, I recommend something like cypionate or an anthate. Those half-lives are around 4 to 5 days, so you can get away with pinning it like twice a week. Okay, I recommend every other day, because that way it keeps me regular, and I know that I'm not going to miss a day, or because otherwise I might forget, like, when did I take it if it was a number of days ago. So every other day I can remember, and that's why I do it. And also the other benefit to that is it keeps blood serum concentration levels stable. So if you're taking something where the half-life is only 1 day, then you inject it, it's going to spike, and then it's going to come back down to 0 again over the course of a day. So then you're back to square one. You're never going to build blood serum concentration levels of the particular steroid you're taking, okay? So that's not a good thing. The whole point of taking steroids is you build blood serum concentration levels, and even testosterone cypionate, if you're injecting it every other day, it takes a few weeks for those blood serum concentration levels to get to that range where you're actually going to start making gains, like quick gains. So start with as the base, it's called, the testosterone's the base, something like a cypionate. That's a very safe way to do it, and even pros still use it, okay? So it's something that's used by both beginners and advanced alike. Second of all, you want to add something. I would recommend something that's dihydro testosterone, so something like a Primabone or Masteron. Masteron propionate has a short half-life too, but it's 2 days as opposed to 1 day. So again, you can get away with doing it every other day, okay? Something like Primabone might be the better choice for him, because if he's doing it twice a week, because that has a longer half-life, okay? And that's a good choice. Something like taking trenbolone acetate, I would, again, not recommend for him. It's, from my understanding, is okay. Sure, you can, if you do it, you'll make you can make crazy gains, but you can also get really negative side effects. That's not worth it when you could get those same gains from taking something where you're not going to get side effects. You just might have to be a little bit more patient, okay, and put in the work. Tren has its place, as I was mentioning, in bodybuilding, where they take it in their contest prep, okay? And in their contest prep, they're bringing their calories down, right? So when you bring your calories down, there's the chance that you might lose your gains, right? Or you're not able to maintain your gains for those weeks approaching the contest. But the thing about Tren is the way it affects your metabolism is you are, long story short, you are able to maintain the gains and still make gains at that time. So like go to the gym and be crushing, your bench press and whatever else, right? And without being on a major caloric deficit while trimming up. You're trimming and making gains at the same time. That's what it's good for. That's what it has its place for. Other than that, if you're wanting to put on mass, there's better options. If you're really keen on the Nor19 compounds, I recommend what I'm doing, which is a nandrolone. And there's two nandrolones. There's the NPP and Deca. Deca is a very long ester. So just as when you're beginning, you don't want to take a very short ester. You also don't want to take a really long ester because that takes a long time to clear, like months potentially. So, if you ran into negative side effects, then so you go off it, it's going to take, those side effects are going to carry out for a long time, as opposed to something that clears your system in 5 days. Yeah, you might have a few days where you're not feeling great, but, then you're fine after a few days. So, the nandrolone phenylpropionate, NPP, that's what I do, at a very small amount, and that's really good for building size and strength gains. So that's something to add on as kind of a third compound. Like I would do Test first, Primobolan or Masteron second, and then those two by itself is great. But if you want to add nandrolone a little bit, that's fine too. The other thing is Anavar. Anavar you can make crazy gains on as well with a 6-week cycle on that stuff, for taking 40 milligrams a day. Okay, so once you've taken testosterone and like say Primobolan for 2 to 3 months, jump on a 6-week cycle of Anavar, and that will you'll see major crazy anabolic growth during that time period. So that's what I'm recommending to him. This is again something that I think it's kind of a newbie mistake, that they don't understand half-lives. They don't understand the longer and shorter esters, and building blood serum concentration levels of particular compounds you're using. It's very important. It's very important because that's the science, and that's why it works. That's why these things work, is because you're building up in your system steroid levels that stay there for some time, okay, and do their thing. They're slow. It's slow build up, but then once you do get it built up, and then your food is good, your sleep is good, your exercise is good, then it's only a matter of time, because you got high amounts of androgens that it's like a brick and mortar. It'll build anabolic, it'll build structure. All right. The other last thing I gotta mention is taking HGH on top of that. I think that is again the safest, and it's a very long-term safe thing to do. So adding 2 to 4 IUs on testosterone and Masteron, or testosterone and Primobolan, there's no reason why you can't make great gains, man. That's the safest, best route I would recommend taking. Not taking these short esters where you have to pin every day. He has it already, so maybe, if he has that testosterone propionate, sure, just if you want to inject every day, like whatever it is, 50 milligrams every day, or not even 40 milligrams maybe a day at first, then, but that's just a bitch to do that every day. People do. But, there's a benefit to taking testosterone propionate. There's an application there, but again, I think that's for more like pro bodybuilders. Like, you're just your average guy. Cypionates, just get Cypionate, man. It's the way to do it. So anybody who's watching who is experienced in this department, what are your thoughts on how I broke things down in my advice? Am I correct? Is there something that you would like to add to that? But I think my advice is sound, and it's something that is widely accepted as being a good thing to take. Like, there's pro bodybuilders who take pretty much nothing other than testosterone and Primobolan. Okay, in their contest prep they might take something like Winstrol or something, but don't worry about that. Testosterone, Primobolan, totally fine. Okay, safe. you'll make great gains on that. I promise. Thank you for watching, guys. Again, what are your thoughts? Leave in the comments section below. Peace.